Now, today, of course, is Cinco de Mayo, and it's not just the U.S. government that is working against the interest of its own citizens. It's also the Mexican government. Just take a look at this story from CNN Money. Drug cartels are ruining Cinco de Mayo. And, of course, they're talking about how the prices of limes have gone skyrocketing through places like Calgary, Canada, where they see it going from 35 cents to $1.54 per lime. Now, why is that? Well, it turns out that it's because of the Knights Templar drug cartel. You would expect that the Mexican government would be trying to shut them down, but they haven't really done anything. So local businessmen got together with local citizens who were tired of being oppressed, bullied, and murdered by this drug cartel. They banded together to fight against them as a vigilante group. So what did the Mexican government do? Well, the Mexican government is telling them to stand down. That's right. The vigilantes who are organized to protect themselves against this violent drug cartel that is extorting and getting violent with the local people, they're telling them, stand down, don't protect yourself. So the Mexican government is not doing anything there. As a matter of fact, the Mexican government has mandated for years Gardasil vaccines. Here's a report from Jakari Jackson.
You know it's Cinco de Mayo.
I know it's Cinco de Mayo.
All right, so what does Cinco de Mayo mean to you?
It's a made-up holiday.
So do you guys know what Cinco de Mayo is all about?
No, I don't. I know it's not a real Mexican holiday.
Is it Mexican independence?
What it signifies is Mexico's win over French forces back in the 1800s.
Okay, so it's nothing to do with Easter.
No.
But as a Brit, I like to hear about French getting beaten.
I'm noticing your American flag t-shirt.
Yeah.
Because, you know, in the state of California, they had a situation around the city of San Francisco where people were kicked out of school because they wore an American flag t-shirt on Cinco de Mayo.
Really? I had no idea.
That's very interesting. It's really sad, too.
Why is it sad?
Well, I mean, we're in America. I mean, even though it's a Mexican, celebration or whatever, Independence Day, like, we're still American, you know?
I think you should be able to wear whatever kind of t-shirt you want.
Yeah, that's freedom of expression, freedom of speech. You should be able to express yourself and wear what you want without purposely offending people.
Let's talk about vaccines briefly. There's a big drug that's being pushed on females, especially in Mexico, and that's Gardasil. It guards against, supposedly against HPV. They're trying to give it to a lot of the schoolgirls around age 9 or 10. And there have been some health effects associated with Gardasil. I don't know if you guys keep up on the controversy. They got mad at Katie Couric because she talked about some of the adverse effects from Gardasil. Have you taken it?
No.
I don't know. I really haven't heard anything about that. I don't take that vaccine, obviously, because I don't know about it. But
I actually took that vaccine when I was younger, but I don't really know any of the controversial issues on it.
Cinco de Mayo. It commemorates Mexico's victory over French forces, but with Mexican school children being targeted by harmful pharmaceuticals such as Gardasil, and children here in the States being taught not to respect other people's cultures, there are still more victories to be won. You can find more reports at INFOWARS.com. And one final question, since you're over there on the other side of the pond. What do you think about Piers Morgan?
He's a bit of a and I'm quite glad he got sacked.
USA, USA, USA. That's the chants of the crowd in Boston, the cheers for the police state. Has anything really changed? We sent Dan Benandi to find out.
And today we're in Boston, Massachusetts, downtown, and we're going to ask the general public their thoughts about Operation Urban Shield that's taking place today. Multiple terrorism drills all over the city that involve federal agencies. Hi, do you know what the drills are for today?
For terrorist, attacks.
For terrorism?
Just general terrorism, preparedness. For safety?
No, not quite.
The only thing I can think is maybe sort of conditioning people to accept military action sort of on the streets, just kind of see it as a normal thing, you know what I mean?
This exercise is great. It really showcases partnerships and working together, right, in different scenarios that would require first responders.
Does it make you feel safe for having armed military and federal agents police the streets?
Actually, yeah, it does.
It does.
Yes, it does.
Well, how do you feel when you see the blue lights behind you in your car?
Not really, because I'm a firm believer in what's going to happen is going to happen. You know what I mean?
It just seems out of place in Boston, and it always made me uncomfortable, but after last year, I'm sort of used to it again.
Do you think only the military should be allowed to carry guns? Absolutely not.
I would say yes.
No, I'm from Texas. I think everybody should be able to carry a gun.
I feel it's the right for everybody to hold a gun and protect themselves.
I personally feel that everybody should be able to bear arms to protect themselves.
The Second Amendment says we have the right to bear arms, and the Constitution says that we have the right to overthrow a tyrannical government.
That's tough because I also used to live in London and they didn't have guns anywhere, and it was a big deal when there was any gun violence.
Honestly, I don't think anyone should be able to carry guns.
And do you think giving up some civil liberties just to prevent terrorism needs to be done in this day and age?
Wow, that's a deep question.
Yes, I think so.
I feel like it's a give and take situation. I feel like some liberties can be given up.
No. We have, though, but I don't think it has to be done.
If they could give actual facts on how that would help to prevent it, but other than that, I don't know.
We have our liberties, and we need to preserve them.
Do you think these drills are to condition the public to get ready for a militarized police state?
Absolutely.
Yes, I do.
I feel like it does, but I feel like a lot of other people, like families, it scares them, and it does probably affect the kids.
Yeah, that will.
Anytime you're holding a weapon, of course you want whoever is in the situation to be scared of you.
It's a very different pre-9/11 and post-9/11 are two completely different worlds.
And do you ever remember the police 20 years ago looking like they do today with the black military uniform?
Nah, I don't really remember that.
No,
I don't.
I remember the police were just the friendly neighborhood guys. They would help out.
Police departments all over the country are now getting tanks and armed vehicles like the military. What do you think they're getting ready for?
Another attack?
There's a thought of a gun grab, martial law.
Something big.
Maybe something is about to go down. That's what it sounds like.
Probably terrorist attacks.
Domestic terrorism is the reason they say they need all that stuff. But to come after the American people, basically.
Oh, no, I don't think they're that smart. We're giving them too much credit there.
There are still Americans who question and feel uneasy about federal agencies and the military doing the local police department's jobs. However, there are many Americans who are now being conditioned on a mass scale and giving up their civil liberties to accept a police state. Why? Because America has forgotten history. Those who do not know history are doomed to repeat it. And this is Dan Badandi from Boston, Massachusetts for INFOWARS.com.
Well, that's it for tonight's Nightly News. Join us again tomorrow night at 7 Central, 8 p.m. Eastern.